Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty features remedies for inner healing and outer beauty. Real-time conversations with sisters in the Hebrew Israelite community, focused on healing our spirit, mind, and body, which will contribute to the healing of our nation as a whole. Sip a cup of tea, wear your favorite turban, tee, or tunic, and enjoy tea time with Shebrew Royalty.
Shalawam, sisters. Shalawam. Shalawam. Welcome back. Welcome back. Come on in. Come on in, sisters. Come on in. Let's see who's here. Who are the early birds today? Sister Habkarad, as usual, my early bird there. Shalawam, sis. You love the topic, the water. All praises to the Most High. Yeah. We're going to talk about some things tonight. Yes, we are. And my island sister right there, Sister Chin. Shalom. Shalom. I'm so glad that you're able to make the live stream today, sis. Shalom. Good to see you. Sister Bonnie. Sister Bonnie. Shalom, sis. Wow, it's so good to see you. The water for coming in tonight. All praises. And Sister Carla, Shalom, you are here. All praises to the Most High. The water for you all being on time, showing up and showing out. So as you come in, please do me a favor. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you haven't already done so, because we really want to get this royal tea party started tonight, right? Yes, but before going any further, we have to do what we have to do, right? And what do we have to do? First thing on Sundays when we come in here, we give a mighty praise to the Almighty. AHAYAH ASHAR AHAYAH. I am that I am, the God of the Hebrews and the Shebrews, in the name of His Son YASHAYA HaMashiach, whom the world calls Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit, Rawach Qadash. So we just have to give them a huge praise for bringing us back another Sunday. Yes, I missed you all so much. Yes, I am your hostess, Kuala Yakaka, and I humbly thank you for joining me on this broadcast today, for having tea and conversation with me tonight. I am so happy to be back. Welcome back. Let's talk. How was your week? How was your week? I pray that you all had a productive week. And you know what? We blinked and now we're in a whole new month. We're in a whole new month again. Oh my gosh, didn't it just seem like yesterday when June came in? And now we're in July already. Wow, I'm telling you, these days, weeks, months, years are just being shortened. That's all we can say. They are being shortened for sure. So, for those of you that are in this area, what do you all think about this rain, the flooding, all of that? Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, it's been something. So just, let's just keep those that lost their lives, that are still missing, especially the children, those whose homes have been destroyed, and the family and friends of all of those who are affected in our prayers. So these events, especially when they hit so close to home, should make us be even more grateful to the Most High every day when we wake up with eyes to see, ears to hear, food, raiment, shelter. We need to be so thankful every day, every minute of the day, because we never know. We never know. I mean, that was insane. I mean, people said within 45 minutes, the river raised to what? I think like 30 feet or something like that. It's wow. So, yeah, let's just always remember, no matter how difficult things may be, that we still have life. And with that, there's always hope. So, sisters, that's why we'll think for today. Because I mean, even here, yesterday, we had a lot of rain as well. And on my way to Shabbat, it was like, oh, some of the streets were flooding. And at first I was thinking, maybe I should turn around. I called my sister Zion, and she was like, should I come and get you? Should I come and get you? I said, no, sis, I'm already on the road, but it was just so good to have that encouragement. And that's what we need. We need to be here for each other. I mean, in times like this, because I'm telling you, it's about to get crazier, right? I mean, just now popped up on my phone. I'm looking here. It says National Weather Service, a flash flood warning is in effect in this area until 11:30 p.m. So this is a dangerous and life-threatening situation. Do not attempt to travel unless you are fleeing an area subject to flooding or under an evacuation order. So every time we turn around, these things are popping up. So Sister Adina says there were no warning. Yes, I checked the weather on Tuesday and it showed sunny and warm on the 4th. Sis, even the people that are in that area, I watched a little bit of a press conference earlier, and they were told that, yeah, it's going to be flooding, but they're so accustomed to, yes, floods in that area, but they said they were never told that it was going to be what it was. And it's obvious because so many people just lost or missing, lost their lives. No warning whatsoever. So, like I said, we just have to be grateful. And when we go to bed at night, be reminded to get in prayer before you go to bed and ask the Most High to just cover you and all of us, even while we're sleeping. Because from what I understand, this flood happened in the wee hours of the morning, and yeah, people just didn't have time to react and respond, and that's so unfortunate. So we pray for all of those who are affected, and yeah. So, did you all miss me? I really missed you all last week. I really did. I was like, man, what am I going to do on this day? Because I am so accustomed to being with you all on Sunday, but it wasn't intentional. So, what happened was my AC in my house went out on that Friday. And needless to say, oh my goodness, I just spent the entire weekend sweating. And I was finally able to get it fixed on Tuesday. So, of course, it couldn't happen this weekend, or just not at all. But, the temperature right now here is pretty, it's tolerable. Not like last Sunday. I was just sweating with the oldies here. Or to the oldies, right? And yeah, so I said there is absolutely no way that I am going to be able to do a show, because the whole time I was just sitting on my couch. I I had a fan right there, just, you know, um, and I thought, that fan is kind of loud. It would be very distracting to be on a broadcast with that fan. But so anywho, um, I just decided, okay, this is a good time to just take a break. And so I hope that you all had a wonderful Sunday last week and that you took a break and did something fun. Um, I know it wasn't as fun as being here with us. Yeah, I mean, I didn't do anything fun. That's for sure. Like I said, I sat here with the fan and I survived. I survived nevertheless. So we are here, and you know, I'm so happy to be back. That's all I have to say. Yeah, I missed you all. Yes. So before moving forward in this discussion, let's get these disclaimers out of the way. Let me start by saying tea time with Shebrew royalty is not going to be everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. If you happen upon this channel, however, and you realize that you don't agree with our lifestyle, our beliefs, that's okay too. I encourage you to just keep scrolling through YouTube, and I'm sure that if you keep searching, you will find your perfect cup of tea and your perfect flavor because you owe that to yourself. And, just what I do ask is that you not leave any insults, any derogatory statements in the comment box because that would most certainly be distasteful. So we would appreciate that and we thank you in advance. Also, although I am a licensed physician assistant and a certified functional nutrition informed professional, and I will be touching on topics of health and wellness and nutrition on my broadcast, we will not be utilizing this platform to diagnose or treat anyone's illnesses. If you are experiencing any medical problems, please consult your healthcare practitioner. And the views that you will hear on this channel are the views of myself or my guests and not those of any particular church or organization. So, all right, that being said, let's take a little trip, a virtual trip to ShebrewRoyalty.com, right? Because I have so many updates for you all. Like I said, y'all can't leave me alone for a week because if you do, things just start happening. I just have all these updates for you and surprises and all of this stuff. So today is one of those days where you get to see something new again on ShebrewRoyalty.com. So let's take a little virtual trip. Let me pull this up on the screen here. All right, here we are. We are on ShebrewRoyalty.com. Here we are. Let me see. Give me just a second here. All right. Yes, it looks like everything is showing up. All right, ShebrewRoyalty.com. So for those of you that may be viewing this channel for the first time or you haven't been visiting in a while, this is our website for Shebrew Royalty. And so here we're on the home page here. Let me, no thanks. And let's talk about ShebrewRoyalty.com. And I'm just going to scroll through really quickly in these areas where we visited before. It says discover Shebrew Royalty LLC. So we are an LLC. All right, so over to the left, you will see Shebrew royalties. Then in the middle, our stories, and to the right, Shebrew royalties, which are the temple treasure collection. So let's see, where do I want to go from here? Okay, let's start with the updates since last week. If you look right here, you will see a new, it's a new link here, and it is Hebrew Royalty Collection. Who saw this coming? Who saw this coming? The Hebrew Royalty Collection. So let's click on here and see what we've got. See what we've got here for the Hebrew Royalty Collection here. Let's see what we've got. Give me just a second. I am going to pull up the Hebrew Royalty Collection right here on my laptop where I can see it closer. So here we go. For the king. For the king. And let's talk about this. Let's talk about the Hebrew Royalty Collection for the king. And it says, because self-care is not just for the queen. It's time to honor your temple, walk in your strength, and wear your crown with confidence inside and out. So we are talking to the kings right now, right? The Hebrew Royalty Collection, created for the king, rooted in tradition, crafted for today. Strength, confidence, sacred self-care. The Hebrew Royalty Collection is a curated line of grooming essentials created exclusively for the king, rooted in ancient tradition and crafted with the modern Hebrew man in mind. These products nourish, protect, and honor the king's temple, from crown to roots, beard to skin. Each product reflects dignity, strength, and the responsibility of maintaining your temple as a Hebrew king. What do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that intro to the Hebrew Royalty Collection? It says, honor your temple, walk in your strength, wear your crown with confidence, inside and out. The Hebrew Royalty Collection, created for the king, rooted in tradition, and crafted for today. So let's see what y'all are saying. Let's see what y'all are saying before I move further, before I go any further. It says shop here. So let's first go to the King's Essentials so you'll know what we're offering right now. So let me see what y'all are saying here. Woohoo! Sister Carla says, you know what? Give me just a second. I've got to get a close up of what y'all are saying here. Let's see. Let me see what y'all are saying. Sister Habkarad got a heart. Yes, woohoo, Sister Carla. My husband can stop dipping in my butter. That's right, sis. And he's going to love this so much more because that masculine scent that comes, that aroma, right? Sister Chin says, love it. Love it. Khan says, I do too. I am just having way too much fun with these products. I'm just having so much fun. So let's talk about the King's Temple for inner strength and vitality and outer confidence and radiance. So the King's Temple Nourishing Body Butter. Hydrate, protect, honor the temple for outer confidence and radiance. This is a rich, non-greasy body butter infused with shea, mango butter, and black seed oil to deeply hydrate and restore the skin. Finished with a bold masculine aroma of frankincense, sandalwood, cedarwood, and vetiver. The scent of confidence and strength, a bold masculine aroma that commands respect. So that is the King's Temple Nourishing Body Butter. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Now let's move on to the Hebrew Royal Tea Blend. And so these two products are for the King's Temple for inner strength and vitality, which that's where the tea comes in, and outer confidence and balance, and that's where we're talking about that body butter. Yes. So let's talk about this tea blend, which the tea blend has been on the website for a minute. That was the first product that we introduced for the king. And so let's talk about that. Strength, wisdom, and legacy, inner healing and vitality, an all organic loose leaf tea blend formulated to nourish strength, clarity, and masculine balance. A bold, grounding blend fit for a king. Supports vitality, mental clarity, cardiovascular health, and masculine balance. Perfect for morning strength, focused prayer, and evening restoration. And here are the ingredients of the loose tea. Roasted dandelion root, ashwagandha root, damiana leaf, holy basil or tulsi, cinnamon chips, hawthorn berries, ginger root, dried, and licorice root. So that is the Hebrew Royal Tea Blend. Now let's talk about the products for beard, crown, and roots. Let's talk about these products. First one is the King's Glory Beard Oil. The King's Glory Beard Oil. Condition, strengthen, rule with confidence. This nutrient-rich beard oil softens hair, promotes growth, and enhances your beard's natural fullness with a blend of black seed oil, jojoba, and sacred essential oils, crowned with the subtle scent of strength. So what are some of the benefits? Nourishes and conditions the beard hair, helps reduce itch and dryness under the beard, leaves a subtle, regal, masculine aroma, supports beard health and growth, and reflects ancient Hebrew wisdom in modern form. And that comes in a 1 ounce dropper bottle. So then here is the last one on the collection for right now. Crown and Roots Locks Elixir. So this is for the crown. Strength, growth, royal care. Nourish your roots, strengthen your crown. Lightweight yet powerful, this herbal infused oil promotes growth and hydration for locks, braids, or natural hair. Black seed, jojoba, and cedarwood work in harmony to keep your crown healthy, strong, and flourishing. And it goes into how to use it. Apply lightly to the scalp, roots, and along the locks 2 to 3 times per week. Massage into scalp to stimulate growth. Can be used on locks, braids, or loose natural hair. Excellent for dry scalp or beard as well. But you already have your beard oil, so this will be exclusive for your crown. So here are the items that are in the Hebrew royalty collection for the king who knows his worth, right? Oh my gosh, what are y'all thinking right now? What are y'all thinking right now? Let's talk, sisters. Let's talk. Let me take a look at your comments here. Let me take a look at your comments. Talk to me. Sister Carla says, beautiful, Benji. The water says, all praises to the Most High. Sister Chin says, great way to keep our Hebrew kings replenished as they do so much as our leaders. Sis, my sentiments exactly. My sentiments exactly. Let's see. Sister Carla says, sis, can I use my current hair oil as a leave-in? Haven't detoxed yet. Of course you can. Of course you can. You can use it as a hot oil treatment or daily. Absolutely. Absolutely. I do recommend washing the hair no less than every 2 weeks, just because there can be some buildup. And so, yeah, but you can use it as a leave-in. Most definitely. Most definitely. Yes, so let's go shopping. Let's go shopping. Let's go shopping. Let's go back up here to where it says shop here. So this is going to take you into the Hebrew royalty shopping zone. There we go. The Hebrew royalty collection. Let's go there. Give me just a second. I'm pulling that up here. Yes. So here we are. Here we are. King's Temple Nourishing Body Butter, 8 ounce, $30. There you go. Look at that. Nourishing body butter. That's what I'm talking about right there. Okay? You think the king is not going to love this? And by the way, says Sister Chin, yes, I was able to bless some of our local leadership with some of these products, because you are so correct. They do so much for us. They do so much for us. And they go above and beyond. And I think that, just a small token of my appreciation. And so I'm just so thankful to the Most High for the opportunity that He has given me to have this business. It's just amazing. It's such a blessing. So here next is the King's Glory beard oil. Here we go. And a little goes a long way, because all he needs is 3 drops or so, depending, of course, how full the beard is, but just drops. Just drops. And this 1 ounce bottle will last a while. So there it is. Condition and strengthen. King's Glory beard oil. And like I said, all of these products are organic products. Organic. And then the Hebrew Royalty Crown and Roots Lock Elixir. There it is. And this gives you the description right here of what you're purchasing. And then, of course, there's the tea blend. Look at that. Yes. I mean, even that lion, look at that Judah lion just strutting, showing that strength and confidence. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes, sisters. This is what has been keeping me busy amongst other things. So let's see. Let's see if I missed any of your comments here. Yes. All right. So let's move on. So that is the Hebrew royalty collection. But there's more. There's more. So we go over here to more, where it says more, and scroll down. I've been talking about our blog, our wellness blog. So the wellness blog is here, and it's a weekly wellness blog. Let me get here. Oh my goodness, something bit me. We've got these mosquitoes that are just a nuisance. They're such a nuisance, these mosquitoes. Oh my goodness. So it says here, sacred self-care for the royal woman. Shalom and welcome, Shebrew royalties. This is your weekly dose of holistic wellness inspired by ancient wisdom and designed for modern living. From tea sipping and herbal healing to beauty rituals and hormone harmony. We're here to support your journey of sacred self-care every step of the way. Rooted in the royal Hebrew Israelite lifestyle, Shebrew royalty is here to help you thrive inside and out. Stay tuned, stay grounded, and always remain royal. And so let's talk about the first one that I posted was the summer skin and hair ritual guide. Remember what was it, 3 weeks ago? We went over the summer skin and hair rituals, how to care for skin and hair during these hot summer months. So this is just a guide. If you click on here, that goes into a lot of the things that we talked about, but it breaks it down in bite sizes, right? And then there's the Royal Renewal Body Butter, because we talked about making sure that your skin is moisturized. Then there's the bath soak. And of course, this is the crown, Royal Crown and Glory Hair Growth Oil. So when you're talking about caring for your skin and hair, we have the products right here available for you. So that was the first one. So y'all may want to just take a trip over here and check out that blog. And the last blog that I have here was from 2 weeks ago. And this was based on the Seeded for Life topic that we had about the seedless, the pitfalls of seedless fruits and vegetables. And so this is talking about being seeded for life, a Shebrew guide to conscious produce shopping. So there's the video. If you missed it last time, you could just go right here, click on that, and that's going to take you into our YouTube video. And then, just go in here and just read why seeds matter. And, it just gives some tips on how to shop for produce sensibly. So I think those are the two main updates on Shebrew royalty. And then we're just going to take another quick trip. Let me close out right here. And then we're going to take a trip over to our Shopify. We're going to take a trip over to our Shopify site. And, there's just a lot going on over here. There's a lot going on, sisters. So bear with me while I take you all on this journey, right? Because I've got a lot going on. So now you all see what's been keeping me busy. So let's bring up the Shopify site for those who have not seen it yet, and even for those of you that have. Here's a reminder of this. When I say Shebrew Royalty is a one-stop shop, that is the goal, is so that, sisters, you can come here and shop for clothing, you can shop for shoes, you can shop for your skincare products. And because, like I said, so many of the products out there, they smell good. They're packaged real nicely, which is some of the stuff we're going to talk about today, about the marketing that's done to get us to buy stuff. But are they healthy for us? So here, you know what you're getting. All organic, natural products. And when I say that, that's what I mean. So let's take a look at what we have here. And this is our ShebrewRoyalty.myshopify.com. And this takes you into our Temple Treasures product line. And these that you see on the top, those are backpacks, bags, totes. These are our backpacks. And this is the Shebrew Lioness collection on the first page. Look at that. And we even have the slides. And we've got the bag. Look at that. This is new since the last show. Look at that. All right. So there's that. And then if you go to catalog, and it takes you to all of our collections. So we start with the Shebrew Royalty collections. So there we go. Shebrew Royalty bags, the slides. Let's scoot over. You can see the sweatshirt, more slides. This one has the gold print on there. Our high tops, our athletic shoes. Oops, trying to scroll over here. Okay. And the Shebrew Royalty reversible bucket hat. So on one side, the print is gold, and then on the inside, if you turn it inside out, it's black. So it's reversible, gold and black. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Perfect for summer. Perfect for summer. So I'm trying to click on this. There we go. And then we have our Shebrew Royalty dress. And this comes in sizes up to 2XL. Isn't that cute? Look at that. Imagine that with your high tops or your athletic shoes or even your slides. Look at that. All right. Let's move on. So I'm just going to scroll through. This is our chosen collection. And here we go. Chosen, royal, holy, peculiar. That's us. Yes. We are a chosen generation, a royal people, a royal priesthood. Let's see, it's a holy nation and a peculiar people. This is right? 2 Peter 2:9, or 1 Peter 2:9, excuse me. Here we go. Chosen, royal, holy, peculiar. Look at that. This is a reminder for us. I'm trying to scroll over some more here. Here we go. So we have the t-shirt, we have the sweatshirts, the dress. And I think there's one more thing over here. No, let's see. Hold on. Oh, yes. Oh boy, I almost forgot. More t-shirts and bags. Chosen Royal Holy Peculiar. And then below that, we have the Temple Treasures collection. And my temple is a treasure. There we go. The sweatshirts. And then the tea time mugs. Tea time mugs. And then there's a Shebrew lioness again. And then we have our natural branches collection. Yes, from Romans 11. So we have the Gad t-shirt. Eventually, the goal is to have a representation of all 12 tribes on here. Right? And so here we go. Right now, we have Gad and Judah. Here we go. And more coming, more coming. It's just been a lot. Let me see. There's more over here. What else do we have here? Yes, just different colors, different colors. And then we have the Hebrew royalty. Here we have the mugs. And these are the backpacks for the young Judahs here. The young Hebrew royalty Judah. So check out the backpacks. Here we go. Look at that. Look at that. And just in different colors. We have the brown and gold. So yeah, let's keep it moving here. So I think that is it. That's it. I know it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot to keep up with, but like I said, I am seriously having so much fun building this. What do you all think? Okay, let me here. Let me see what I've missed so far. Sister Phyllis, Shalawam. Shalawam. She says, Shalawam, my beautiful sisters. Praying all is well with everyone. Sister Kuala, I love that outfit. Which one, sis? Which one? Was it was it the outfit, one of the outfits on, or are you talking about this? I'm not sure, but Thawada, either way, all praises to the Most High. And Sister Adana says, beautiful, sis. Thawada, it's just, it's definitely been keeping me busy, for sure. So that being said, oh boy, we can now move on, right? We can now move on. But that was the tour. And so there's just so much more. There's just so much more on Shebrew Royalty and ShebrewRoyalty.myshopify.com. Just go on there and just explore and see what we've got. Because like I said, it's a one-stop shop. It really is. We've got travel on there, how to purchase tickets when you get ready to travel. Just so much. Anyhow, yes. So that's what we're talking about. So sisters, we're finally at cup of tea. What is your cup of tea tonight? I know we took the scenic route to get here, but I know you're sipping on something good, tasty, and healthy. So my tea tonight is peppermint, lavender, ginger tea. So I've been battling this headache and neck pain flare up today. I woke up this morning with head throbbing. And this happens whenever the weather changes. I'm just really connected to the earth. That's all I can say. Because the barometric pressure, whenever it drops, I know before I even check to see what the barometric pressure is. I already know. So, yeah, I woke up this morning and have been battling this headache ever since. And it got to a place where it was, subsiding. And then just about an hour ago, it came back with a vengeance. And that's when I said, because I hadn't decided yet what tea I was going to feature tonight. And I just said, let me do something, let me find something to relieve this headache. And so I just decided to just do a trio of the peppermint, lavender, ginger tea. And so I found this video, and it's 10 best teas to relieve headaches and migraines. And this is by Medicinal Herbs. So let's watch this video, because I know I'm not the only one that gets these headaches. And so pray for me, sisters, because even as we speak, I said, there's no way. I said, there's no way that I am going to cancel this show tonight. There's no way that I was going to do that. So I just prayed about it and started drinking my tea. And this is it. And it is so good. I put 1 teaspoon of peppermint, 1 teaspoon of lavender, and 1 teaspoon of ginger, the dried herbs, in boiling water, and I just let it steep for probably about 10 minutes and added a little bit of honey. And I've never had this blend of these 3 together before. And at first I thought, well, it sounds kind of weird. Peppermint, lavender, and ginger. Oh, that may not be such a good combo, but it really is. It really is. And, the goal is for it to... Sister Adana, you know what? You are correct. That's one of the issues, is that when I came home from Shabbat last night, I fell asleep on the couch. And not only the hydration part, but making sure that I eat regularly. And so I got up last night, and that's after taking my, what was it, like a 3-hour nap or something like that. And I got up, and that's when I started working on tonight's show. And I was up until probably around 2 a.m. Preparing the show for tonight. And needless to say, when I get behind my computer, that's another thing, is getting behind this computer and working it. That causes my flare-ups as well. And you're right, I didn't drink much water yesterday or last night. And even today, I hadn't been good about my water, because sometimes I just get in this zone and I completely forget to do the things that I should do. So there, you have that is the long story. And do Celtic salt so water will go into your cells instead of just urinating it out. Yes, you know what? And I was doing so good, sis, with my Celtic salt. I really was doing so. The water for that reminder. The water for that reminder. Yes, I was doing so well. See, this is why I need you all. I need you all to keep me on track as well. Yes, so the water for that. As a matter of fact, I am going to take a break while you all are watching this video, and I am going to go get some Celtic salt, and I'm going to drop it right there. Actually, I'm going to do it sublingual. I'm just going to put it right under my tongue and let it, or on top of my tongue, and just let it dissolve quickly, so that, yes, absolutely. Thawada, I appreciate that. So let us move on to this video. 10 best teas to relieve headaches and migraines by medicinal herbs. Let's get it.
Organic, low fat, all natural. These words sound healthy, but most of the time they mean nothing. Welcome to the health halo effect, a marketing trick that makes bad products look good.
That's wrong video. That is coming up later. So y'all got a quick preview of coming attractions. Let me get the correct video here. Here we go. This is the correct video.
Headaches and migraines can be a real pain, and they can disrupt your daily life. While over-the-counter pain relievers can provide some relief, they often come with side effects and may not be suitable for everyone. Fortunately, there are natural remedies that can help alleviate the symptoms of headaches and migraines, including herbal teas. Herbal teas have been used for centuries to treat a variety of ailments, including headaches and migraines, and they can provide relief without the side effects of medication. Here are 10 top herbal teas that are known for their ability to relieve headaches and migraines. Peppermint tea. Peppermint is a natural muscle relaxant and has been used for centuries to treat headaches and migraines. It can help reduce inflammation, relieve tension, and improve circulation. Ginger tea. Ginger has anti-inflammatory properties and can help reduce pain associated with headaches and migraines. It also contains compounds that can help reduce nausea and vomiting, which are common symptoms of migraines. Chamomile tea. Chamomile has a calming effect on the body and can help relieve stress and tension, which are common triggers for headaches and migraines. It also has anti-inflammatory properties and can help reduce pain. Lavender tea. Lavender is known for its calming and relaxing properties and can help reduce stress and anxiety, which can trigger headaches and migraines. It can also help relieve pain and inflammation. Valerian root tea. Valerian root is a natural sedative and can help reduce tension and anxiety, which are common triggers for headaches and migraines. It can also help improve sleep, which can help prevent migraines. Willow bark tea. Willow bark contains salicin, which is a natural pain reliever and can help reduce inflammation and pain associated with headaches and migraines. It is similar to aspirin, but without the side effects. Lemon balm tea. Lemon balm has a calming effect on the body and can help reduce stress and tension, which are common triggers for headaches and migraines. It also has anti-inflammatory properties and can help reduce pain. Rosemary tea. Rosemary has anti-inflammatory and analgesic properties and can help reduce pain and inflammation associated with headaches and migraines. It can also help improve circulation. Passionflower tea. Passionflower has a calming effect on the body and can help reduce stress and anxiety, which are common triggers for headaches and migraines. It can also help relieve pain and inflammation. Peppermint and lavender tea. A combination of peppermint and lavender can be particularly effective in relieving headaches and migraines. Peppermint can help reduce pain and inflammation, while lavender can help reduce stress and tension. The combination of the two can help provide relief from a variety of symptoms associated with headaches and migraines. Thank you so much for watching. Please like it, subscribe, and hit the bell button, because you'll get notified when we publish the next video. I'll see you in the next one.
So, what did you all think about that, sisters? Yes, all of those teas are so good. They're so good. But like I said, this combo, I am really liking it. And the water again, Sister Adana, I just went and got my Celtic salt, and I am, yes. I need to hydrate, and I know that's what I'm going to end up doing tonight, is just drinking water like crazy, and I'll be up all night. Sister Chin says, I get it, sis. I think we are all guilty of that at some point. We get too involved in our daily lives. Yes, we forget the little but important things. Yes, like drinking enough water. Yeah, throughout the day. That is so true. I can be so guilty of that, because once I get in a zone, it's like I get there and I'm just going, and that's not good. So yes, just being more mindful, and that's why, like I said, we need each other to keep each other accountable and on point. So sisters, once again, like, share, subscribe, and also hit that notification bell, because we are about to get started. And we are still not on social media. That's a whole other story. I'm gonna talk about that at some other point, but Facebook is tripping. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. No love lost. We'll talk about the whole Facebook thing. So I am not on any social media platforms yet. So I depend on you all, your support by sharing this channel, and also inviting other sisters, family, friends by word of mouth to join us. So yeah, this whole social media thing is a whole other story, but I get it. I get it, because there are just certain things that, if the Most High is telling you stay away from certain things, then you just need to just listen. And that's where I'm at. I was having a tough time wrapping my head around getting back on social media. But like I said, that's going to be a whole other story for a whole other day. Let's keep it moving. And so, yeah, sisters, what did you think about our last show, The Pitfalls of Seedless Fruits and Vegetables? What did you all think about that? Did you learn anything from that video, for those that were here, either live or watched it, watched it later? What did you learn? I mean, there's just so much. There's just so much stuff that we have to be so mindful of, where, back in the day, I can actually say back in the day, because I'm from an era where everything was seeded. Everything was seeded. It's so unfortunate that children are having to grow up now and they don't know what real food really looks like. They don't know. A lot of them have nothing to compare with. And it's so sad. Yes, Sister Adana. So like I said last time, when you do find these fruits with seeds, save the seeds. Save the seeds, because wow, we're getting to a place where they are becoming extinct. They're becoming extinct. So Sister Chin said, I'll be happy to assist you in marketing. All praises, sis. The water. The water. Oh my gosh. You just don't know how happy that makes me. Because I just, I can't do everything. I really can't. And the marketing, that's actually my weak point. I can make these products all day long and have no issues. When you look at that website, I put those websites together. I did not hire anyone to create my websites for me. I did all of that. When it comes to the products, same thing here. I'm here in my house with you know, with the body butters. I'm here with a mixer, really blending up these butters right here. You know, so everything that, even the product labels, I'm printing them here because I don't have money like that to be out there spending on all of these things. So I do a lot of these things myself. And so to have some help with the marketing, that would be such a blessing. The Wattises, we'll talk. We will talk. So yeah, so that being said, and without further ado, it is showtime, and not at the Apollo, but right here on Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty. So sisters, if you're just joining, shalom and welcome back to Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty, where ancient wisdom meets modern wellness. And we sip, share, and shed light on all things health, beauty, and sacred self-care. So I'm your hostess, AHAYAH, retired physician assistant. I'm a functional nutrition informed professional and your sister in this journey towards holistic living. So let us jump in. So tonight, we're going to talk about something that might ruffle a few feathers, but hey, that's what we do here sometimes, right? We tell the truth. So today's episode is called, What in the World Are We Eating? The health halo effect. And family, I mean that literally. I mean, what in the world are we eating? Because some of the foods being promoted out there as healthy, luxurious, or even necessary for wellness are doing way more harm than good. But marketing, the marketing makes them sound like manna from heaven. So let's sip our tea and break this down. Let's see, y'all are chatting out there, so let me see what y'all are saying. Let's see what y'all are saying before I move forward here. Sister says, true, Sis Adana, I went to farmer's market today and saw grapes and was told they are seedless. I was so disappointed. Khan, yes, even at the farmer's market, yes. Sister Phyllis says, I'm with you. Our food is so fake. I pray to see the day to grow fresh vegetables and fruits. All praises. That day is coming when we get to the kingdom. You did an amazing job on the website. This is Sister Chin. Tawada says the website is beautiful and user-friendly. All praises to the Most High. We need a class on how to grow our own. Yeah, you know, that would be so good. I am going to look for someone that can give us a class. Sister Jean, I just decided to make some peppermint tea. All praises. Yes, so let's talk about this. Let us sip our tea and break this down. I really want to just guzzle this tea down right now because I am so thirsty, Sister Adana. So let's talk about the health halo trap. Yes, it's also called the health halo effect. That's when food marketers slap words like natural, organic, superfood, or gluten-free on a product. And suddenly we think it's the best thing for our bodies just because those words are on the packaging. Or not just even on the packaging, but when we're talking about you're watching commercials and, you know, somebody comes on there and they're talking about, oh, this is the best thing since sliced bread and all of that. So, but family, natural doesn't always mean nourishing. And superfood doesn't always mean super for you. All right, so here's an example. Example number one, agave nectar. Let me tell you about agave. For years, they pushed this as the healthy alternative to sugar. I was even pushing this at one point. Low glycemic, plant-based, sounds harmless, right? But the truth, agave is loaded with fructose. Did you know that? Even more than high fructose corn syrup. That's what I found in my research. Isn't this something? And excessive fructose stresses your liver, spikes inflammation, and contributes to insulin resistance. That's not sweet at all. I fell for the okie doke about the agave nectar. I sure did. So that was example number one. Now let's talk about the delicacies that shouldn't be on the menu. Let's talk delicacies. The fancy foods folks pay big money for, thinking they're indulging in something special. But spiritually and physically, some of these should not even be on your plate, right? Example, this is pronounced foie gras, Foiegras. And you're having an even tough time pronouncing it. So if you're having such a tough time pronouncing it, imagine what a tough time your body is having digesting it. Foie gras. Boy. So doesn't that sound so exotic? I know I watched those cooking channels and they would talk about this stuff and I'm like, okay, what is that? And so came to find out that is duck or goose liver, and it is fattened through force feeding. Isn't that something? They make the liver fat by force feeding the goose? What is that? So beyond the ethical concerns, this so-called delicacy is high in saturated fats and toxins that are stored in the liver. We're literally eating the organ. Well, we're not, because I'm not, and I'm sure you all are not, but these are some of the things that people are really out there calling delicacies. Eating the organ that filters waste from the body. And I know I grew up where we ate cow liver, right? Beef liver. And back then it was just, hey, this is what we did. This is what my parents, my mother would cook, we would eat it. And, when I got older, I just thought, nah, that I'm not feeling that anymore. And especially when I really got into healthcare and realized, why are we doing these things? Why would you eat an organ that the whole purpose of this is to filter the toxins out of whatever animal it is that organ came from? So yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm good when it comes to the liver and the kidney and all of that stuff. Many years ago. And that was even before I stopped eating beef many years ago as well. So now, why would we want to glamorize eating a goose liver that is fattened through force feeding? So that's example number 2, right? Then example number 3, farmed salmon. They tell, we know, eat salmon, it's great for omega-3s, and that's true. But most salmon on the market are farmed, they're artificially colored, and swimming in antibiotics and pollutants. That beautiful pink flesh is often dyed to look healthy. Meanwhile, it's full of inflammatory fats and potential toxins. So this is this is even giving me more reason. It seems as, let me just put it this way. It seems as though every day my diet, the things that I eat my choices are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And it's not necessarily because I'm just sitting here saying, oh, I just don't want to eat salmon. But when I think about what they're doing to the food, and that's the same thing that happened when I stopped eating chicken. It was just the hormones, all of that. And when I did, that was so many years ago, when, we weren't really talking a lot about eating organic back then, at least not my circle. We weren't talking about the importance of eating organic. I would just go buy chicken. And then, I told you all last time about the fibroids and all of that came along with that. And so I eliminated the chicken, but that was after the beef. And so it's like time and time and time again, I'm recognizing something else that has to be questioned. And not saying that I'm going to stop eating salmon, and I always buy I always buy wild caught, not the farmed. And so, but even that, once it's caught wild, now I'm wondering, well, what is done to it after it's caught? Because yes, that salmon, that pink, the pinkness of the salmon is to be questioned, right? So I think I'm seeing another show in the forecast, another show where tonight we're going to go into this topic, but I really want to do a show that goes deeper into, okay, what's going on with the artificial coloring that's on the salmon, finding out more about that. There's just so many things that this show is going to lead us into. And this way we will have the right questions to ask so we can now start really making wise choices. So that being said, let's move on. Now, what about the plant-based? We're going to talk about plant-based pitfalls. Didn't we just talk about pitfalls during our last show? Well, here's another one, the plant-based pitfalls. Now, sisters, you all know I love my herbs, my plants, and my teas, but everything with the label plant-based doesn't belong in your temple. Not because it has a label on it that says plant-based means that we should consume it. So, example, the ultra-processed vegan foods. There's the vegan nuggets, there's the faux burgers, there's the plant-based cheeses. And let's talk about what's that burger out there? The Beyond Burger. There's the Beyond Meat. There's another one. And some of these are so processed, they barely resemble food, real food. There's stabilizers in there, there's gums, there's artificial flavors, and your digestive system is working overtime for something that was never whole to begin with. Never whole. So eating plant-based is beautiful, but we need to focus on real, whole, and recognizable foods, not laboratory creations. Let's see what y'all are saying out there. Let's see. Oh, wow. I am really missing what y'all are saying. Yes, Sister Jean does have a green thumb. Khan. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. It would be great if she could give a class, but let's see here. Wow, y'all are scrolling fast. Y'all are moving fast. Okay. Oh no, I need to know what that Sister Chin said exotic word means. Sorry. The same with all these fake meats. Have so much fancy names and they make it GMO. Yeah, and they made it GMO. Yes, GMO soy. Yes, absolutely. And we're gonna go in. We're gonna talk about that, sis. We are. Oh, grass, Sister Haddon. Khan says, I noticed that during. Let's see who said that. Okay, let me scroll back up. Y'all are engaging tonight. Tawada, I love this. Sister Chin says, Khan says, I noticed this during the pandemic and I cried in the store because I know yes, this intentional and part of their slow kill agenda. Yes. Sister Jean said, no, sis, no, get out. I just put some in my tea. No, sis, no, get out. I just put some in my tea. What did you put in your tea, sis? Oh, the agave. Oh, my. Don't feel bad, sis. I know I was caught in the trap. Yes. Sister Adana, I don't, sis. If I'm going to have a burger, I'm making it. That's right. Sister Chin says, I use organic maple syrup or as my sweetener if I don't have Manuka honey sourced from the Manuka flower bees in New Zealand. Awesome, sis. Very good. Yeah, we're truly waking up. We're truly waking up. So those ultra processed plant-based vegan foods, nonsense. So let's watch this video. As a matter of fact, you all had a preview of the video a few minutes ago. So if you're still not convinced about the evils of health halo marketing, let's watch this video. Let's watch this video and see what the marketing looks like. That's part of this halo. Let's look at this. It's a short video. I think it's about 6 minutes. And this video is by Deception Imposed, The Health Halo Lie, Why Healthy Food Labels Are Misleading.
Organic, low fat, all natural. These words sound healthy, but most of the time they mean nothing. Welcome to the health halo effect, a marketing trick that makes bad products look good and good products seem perfect. It's the reason you might reach for the granola bar with organic cane sugar over the plain one, even if the calorie count is higher. We're hardwired to look for shortcuts, for easy answers, and the food industry knows it. They exploit our desire for health with deceptive marketing designed to make us feel good about our choices, even when those choices are bad for us. Let's be clear, the health halo isn't about actual nutrition. It's about perception. It's the mental gymnastics your brain does when it sees the word organic plastered across a box of cookies and thinks, well, these must be okay then. The health halo is a psychological effect where one healthy claim, like organic or gluten-free, makes you believe the entire product is good for you. It's not about science, it's about perception. One buzzword, one color, one label, and your brain fills in the rest. It's like seeing a celebrity endorse a product and assuming it must be good because, hey, if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me, right? Wrong. Celebrities endorse products for money, and food companies use the health halo to sell you, well, often just more expensive versions of the same unhealthy crap. Now, let's expose these marketing ninjas for what they are, shall we? Here are some of the most abused health halo terms you'll see on shelves every day. First up, the classic organic. Sounds cleaner, safer, better, but it can still be packed with sugar, sodium, or additives. Organic junk food is still junk food. It's like putting lipstick on a pig. It's still a pig. Next, we have gluten-free. Essential for some, irrelevant for most, but slapping it on a product makes it seem healthier, even if it's loaded with empty carbs. Gluten-free Oreos are not health food, people. Don't fall for it. Then there's the old low-fat or fat-free trick. These often replace fat with sugar or starch to keep flavor some, and leave you worse off nutritionally. It's a bait and switch, plain and simple. And who can resist the allure of natural flavors? Sounds wholesome, but it can include dozens of lab-processed ingredients with zero transparency. For all you know, natural flavor could be extract of beaver butt. I mean, it's probably not, but the point is you don't know. And finally, the granddaddy of them all, no added sugar, still can contain fruit concentrates, artificial sweeteners, and massive calorie loads. It's the food industry's way of saying we didn't add sugar this time. But hold on, folks, because the deception doesn't stop at words. Oh no, it goes much deeper than that. The halo isn't just in the words. It's in the colors, fonts, and packaging. Green? That means healthy, obviously. Brown paper? Must be natural, right? And simple labels? Well, that just screams trustworthy. These visual cues manipulate your subconscious to think, this must be better for me. Marketers know this, and they use it everywhere. They'll slap a picture of a farm on a box of cereal that contains more corn syrup than a cornfield. They'll use earthy tones and cursive fonts to make processed snacks look like they were handcrafted by artisanal bakers in a log cabin. It's all smoke and mirrors, my friends, designed to distract you from the truth that lies within the nutrition label. Chapter 4, Case Studies and Real Product Examples. Let's look at some real-world examples, shall we? Exhibit A, vitamin water. Marketed as healthy hydration with a name like vitamin water, how could it not be good for you? But each bottle has more sugar than a can of Coke. You're basically drinking liquid candy with a vitamin chaser. Next up, we have veggie straws. Look like vegetables, but are mostly starch and oil with barely any real vegetable content. You'd get more nutritional value from sucking on a potato peel. And finally, let's not forget about protein bars, the supposed fuel of athletes and gym rats everywhere, often disguised candy bars with more than 20 ingredients and hidden sugars. You're better off eating a handful of nuts and an apple. Chapter 5. Why the health halo works. Now, you might be thinking, come on, John, I'm not that gullible. But here's the thing. The health halo works because it taps into a very real psychological phenomenon called, you guessed it, the halo effect. This is where one good attribute makes us assume everything else is good, you see, natural. And your brain assumes healthy, low-calorie, wholesome. It's the same trick used in dating, politics, even job interviews. We judge the whole by one feature. We see a handsome politician with a charming smile, and we assume he must be competent and trustworthy. We meet someone who's really good at telling jokes, and we assume they must be a good listener and emotionally intelligent. And we see a food product with the word organic on it, and we assume it must be good for us. Chapter 6. How to protect yourself. So how do we fight back against this onslaught of health halo hypocrisy? It's simple, really. Ignore the front of the box. That's right, treat it like it's covered in spiders and venomous snakes. Turn it around, read the nutrition label. That's the real report card, folks. Look at the ingredients. If you can't pronounce half of them, put it back on the shelf. And most importantly, ask yourself, what are they trying to distract me from? What are they trying to hide behind that shiny packaging and those buzzwords? Watch out for serving size games, sugar masquerading under its many aliases, and fake healthy branding with real unhealthy payloads. Chapter 7. Don't be fooled. The health halo is everywhere. In your pantry, your fridge, and your feed. Companies don't care if you're healthier. They care if you feel healthier. Long enough to hit buy. This is deception imposed. Don't let them get away with it. Arm yourself with knowledge, read those labels, and don't be fooled by the halo. Your health depends on it.
Wow. Wasn't that something? And you said this guy is telling the truth. He is. It's all about marketing, right? It's all about marketing. So I can think of other examples of not just food products, but other products that have been marketed as good for you, safe, effective. Remember those words? And so many people, that health halo caused them to run and get certain things, right? Because it was packaged in such a way that, well, why not? This is what's going to keep you alive. And so that health halo is it's so real. And what ends up happening is when you fall for this, it ends up where they do more harm than good. And I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. So many people have fallen for that trick. And we know plenty of them, don't we? And we've been victims as well. We've been victims as well of the health halo. So this really opened my eyes, because I already knew that, yeah, they use certain things in marketing and so on and so forth, but digging deeper, and we're talking about even the packaging, the brown paper bag to make it look natural, the green, to make it appear as though this is healthy, all psychological tricks. So there's an article here. It's by The Guardian, and this one is the health halo, how good PR is misleading shoppers. And let's see, I am going to, instead of bringing it up on the screen, I'm going to post it, the link to this article, in the chat so you all can have it. And I'm just gonna go ahead and just read it on my end here. All these little pop-ups. So this is by The Guardian. It says the health halo, how good PR is misleading shoppers. U.S. research shows that socially responsible food companies are assumed to have healthier products. Humans show biases in many ways. We are what researchers call cognitive misers. We conceptualize our world using mental shortcuts in an effort to make quicker, more efficient decisions. One area in which we rely on mental shortcuts is food consumption. You might, for example, choose an apple as a snack and not worry about counting its calories because it's considered healthy. These mental shortcuts are closely tied to what researchers call the health halo effect. The health halo effect refers to the act of overestimating the healthfulness of an item based on a single claim, such as being low in calories or low in fat. U.S. researchers report that consumers frequently confuse low fat with low calorie, resulting in the overconsumption of certain foods. A study using both relatively healthy granola and unhealthy M&M candy items found that a low-fat claim led consumers to believe the item was healthy in other ways, specifically lower in calories. This halo effect gives us license to eat more than we otherwise would because we feel less guilty if a product is promoted as low in fat or calories. Perhaps most troubling is that this effect is particularly strong for overweight consumers. In a separate study, researchers demonstrated that when desserts with healthy sounding names, such as Cheesecake Delight, and unhealthy sounding names like Bailey's Irish Cream Cheesecakes were presented side by side on a menu, consumers preferred the healthier sounding option. However, when these same desserts were presented separately, the unhealthier items were preferred to a much larger degree. This effect was explained by the guilt that consumers experience when choosing to indulge. When no relatively healthy option is presented in the same context, the guilt is reduced. Health halos are not just limited to claims about calories or fat. One common nutrient frequently misunderstood or ignored by consumers is sodium. Research shows that our attention to calories, fat, and sugar content is much greater than to sodium. One reason is that sodium levels are typically listed well after other nutrients on food labels and are more difficult for consumers to interpret. A recent American study found that while consumers underestimate calorie levels in both fast food and full-service restaurant items, they underestimate sodium levels to a far greater degree. Likewise, consumers underestimate sodium levels to a much larger degree for meals they thought were healthy as opposed to unhealthy. So is it really healthy? Health halos can also be influenced by our judgments about companies. For example, people think of McDonald's food as relatively unhealthy, while Subway, which promotes itself on fresh ingredients, is often thought of as a healthy alternative. Comparing these two food restaurants, researchers found that people buying from Subway were less accurate at estimating the calorie of their meals, underestimating their intake by an average of 151 calories. If you are eating at a restaurant you believe is healthy, you assume that the food choices you are making are healthy as well. The same study found that people who thought their meal was healthy were more likely to add side dishes, drinks, and desserts, resulting in more than twice as many additional calories. Interestingly, those consumers who reported that they were trying to eat healthier exhibited the same biases. The formation of halos is not just limited to food marketing. Halos can be based on company image or reputation, such as being socially responsible. When we consider items marketed by firms that are known for being responsible stewards, we assume these companies also make better products and that these products are more healthful in general. Researchers have found that a reputation for caring about stakeholders and employees lead people to both underestimate calorie content and over-consume foods marketed by these firms. Using the context of corporate donations, research suggests that a reputation for benevolence leads consumers to infer better performance of their food products. In one experiment, when consumers were presented with a wine tasting opportunity and told that one of the companies in the tasting donated 10% of sales to a charity, they rated the taste of that wine 15% higher than a company that presented no charity information. Isn't that something? Don't believe healthy labels. In general, it appears that the health halo effect based on corporate social responsibility works in one of two directions, depending on the type of product marketed by the firm. Research has indicated that in product categories where ruggedness is a desired attribute, such as tires, a reputation for social responsibility actually lowers performance expectations. However, in categories such as food, where harmony with the environment is typically a positive attribute, consumers infer higher performance from products marketed by socially responsible firms. So how do you help yourself make healthier choices and not fall into the health halo trap? Don't let our guard down when you see items labeled with healthy sounding terms. Just because the food said it is low in fat, don't assume that this means it's low in calories, low in sodium, or necessarily any healthier than other items. Know what you are eating by paying close attention to the nutritional information and, just as importantly, the recommended serving size. And it says here, the Food Hub is funded by the Irish Food Board. All content is editorially independent, excerpt from pieces labeled brought to you by. And it gives a link to find out more. So yeah, that sheds even more light on the marketing strategies, right? That they use to trick you into buying certain things, believing that they're healthy. Let's see what y'all are saying out here. Let's see. Sister Chin says, oh, okay, the organic syrup, I saw that. Sister Chin says that's a devil's PR method. Yes, misleading and deceptive. Absolutely. Sister Adina says, I ain't falling for the okie doke. That's right. That's right. Don't fall for the okie doke, sis. Don't fall for the okie doke. Yeah, these are traps. These are traps. So, our forefathers and foremothers didn't need fancy labels to know what was nourishing, right? They ate from the earth, the garden, the trees, the seas, in season, in moderation, and with reverence. We've strayed so far from that, right? So far. Now we rely on commercials, influencers, and lobbyists to tell us what's good. But wisdom is eternal. Yes, we don't need the commercials, the influencers, the lobbyists to tell us what's good. We just need to go back to our roots, right? Literally. So how do we stay grounded in truth when every aisle, every ad, every health blog is selling us a story? So here are just some quick tips. If it's highly processed, you need to question it. If your grandmother wouldn't recognize it, you question it. If it claims to be the next miracle food, question it. If it doesn't align with our biblical values, definitely question it. So, this brings me to a point where I tell you the inspiration for tonight's broadcast. So, a few days ago, I received a text from one of the sisters, Sister Zion, and it contained a link to an app that maybe some of you are already using, I'm not sure. But if you're like me, I had heard talk about this app, but I never got around to really researching it. So when she actually sent me the link to the app, I said, okay, let me check this out. And, I'm really, really trying to be so much more health conscious. And So this app really, when she sent it to me, it was a time where I was like, yeah, let me check this out real quick and see what this is about. So this app is called Yucca or Yucca. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. YUKA app. And this app is actually used to help you make wiser choices in not only food, but cosmetics as well. So there's an article here, and I'm going to, once again, I'm going to drop this article in the link to this article in the comment box. I'm not going to go into this article. It really goes into what this app is, how it works. And so if you're not already using this app, I strongly suggest it. And what I will do is I'll go over, when I downloaded the app, what I ended up doing, I'm going to go into my app right now. And I just started scanning things, because the way you use this app, it has a camera on here, and you scan the barcode on the items. And when you scan the barcode, it will let you know, it will pop up with whether this is excellent, good, poor, bad. It will give you a rating for the item. And it will also go into detail as to why it is bad. And it will point out if it's high in sodium, it's too high in sugar, blah, 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 blah. So, for instance, I scanned my mixed vegetables. These were organic frozen mixed vegetables. And I got excellent on that. I scanned my brown rice and quinoa fusilli pasta that I got from Trader Joe. Excellent on that. My garlic lovers pasta sauce, and these are all organics. That came back as good. Now let's talk about the chocolate chunk cookies, because I get a sweet tooth every now and then. So I got these were vegan cookies at Trader Joe. And I am not one to just sit and eat a lot of sweets, but I may have a sweet tooth, and I'd say, yeah, I keep them in the freezer, and I'll go in and I'll grab one out of the freezer, and I'll munch on that, and I'm good. But I learned that was bad. Surprise, surprise. And then I had some hamburger buns, which I use for, my sandwiches, or sometimes I make a salmon burger. And this was gluten-free, poor. My spinach herb tortilla wraps, bad. But then here's my organic creamy cashew cultured yogurt. Excellent, from Trader Joe. And I was like, because I really love that yogurt. So when it came back as excellent, I was like, yes, 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 yes. And of course, my baby spinach and baby kale, excellent. So, and then I get the organic low sodium vegetable broth, excellent, from Trader Joe. And the only chips that I buy now is these MAIZ sea salt corn chips, and they're by a company called Siete, Siete, and those came back as good. And they're made with avocado oil. avocado oil, and they're non-GMO corn tortilla chips with sea salt. And they came back as good. The sodium was in good proportion. Yeah, so I was happy about that, because those are the chips that I buy all the time, and I've been very mindful of the sodium content whenever I go shopping. That is what I look for, is the sodium content. That's the main thing that I look for. So sisters, this app is going to save you a lot of money, because when I go through my cupboard and I scan what's in my cupboard, and those things that do not rate good or excellent, I am going to start shuffling them out of there. And now when I go to the grocery store, I can take my phone with this app and scan a product before I purchase it. And if it's bad, poor, any of that, it's not going to make it into my cart. So I strongly recommend that if you don't already have this app, that you get this app. Because a lot of times when you're in the grocery store, you don't have time to really go through every single ingredient. And this really saves time, and it's really going to help us make wiser and healthier choices and avoid the health halo trap. So here are some royal nourishment principles. Eat as close to the earth as possible. Focus on foods that our forefathers and foremothers would recognize, right? Choose ingredients with minimal processing. Read labels. If you can't pronounce it, just reconsider it. That means more than likely it was created in a lab. And remember, real health doesn't come in flashy packaging. That's not a necessity. So sisters, we just have to be vigilant, not fearful, but wise. Let's choose food that fuel, not foods that fool. So sisters, that is it for today's episode. What in the world are we eating? So I hope you feel empowered to look past the labels and reconnect with real nourishment, real nourishment. So if this episode blessed you, share it with a sister, a brother, or a friend, because our health is a family affair. You know, we are a body, and if one part of the body isn't healthy, then that affects the whole. So let us help each other stay on track and take care of our health, because health is most definitely wealth. So if you're also ready to explore the teas, the temple treasures, all of that stuff that we went over today, you know where to find me at ShebrewRoyalty.com, and of course here on Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty. This is where you can find me. And those of you that have my number, I'm just a call away, I'm just a text away, I'm just an email away, right? So let's talk about next week's show. Next week's show. You know, I have a confession to make. I have to go back through the previous show's transcripts to look up the suggestion that I received from you all for show topics. Because I did ask a few weeks ago to give me some suggestions. And while we were here, I got some suggestions from you all, but I didn't write them down. I thought, yeah, I'll remember, or, you know, I'll just go back through and find it, but neither one of those happened. I didn't remember, and I haven't had a chance to go through the transcripts yet. So if you could please do me a favor, if you previously submitted a suggestion, email me with the proposed topic again to ShebrewRoyaltyBiz@gmail.com. Let me plop that up here. Let me find that. Where is it? Did I already have that on the screen? Yes, so there's the email, ShebrewRoyaltyBiz@gmail.com. Send me your suggestions there. I apologize, but I forgot to write them down during the show and after that, and the rest is history. So, but I really do see a show that is going to be a follow-up to this show to go more in depth about, okay, what are these things that we have been eating? What are the harmful effects of these things, whatever they may be? Because tonight we learned about the health halo, the marketing strategies that are used to get us to consume these things. But now we need to talk about what harmful effects do these chemicals or whatever they may be that we're eating, what harmful effects do they cause, right? So I see a show about that in the future, but I really do want you all to email me with some other topics. So let's see, what have we got here? Sister Adana says, Khan. Sister Abkara says, the water sis. Ayandabar says, you're so welcome. Sister Chin said, great topic. Thanks so much for sharing all of this info. Absolutely, sis. Absolutely. All praises to the Most High. This is what we're supposed to do. Each one teach one. Sister Adana, I love you, sis. Thank you for sharing the knowledge. All praises to the Most High. You are so welcome. Sister Phyllis, the water says, very interesting. Love the website. We appreciate you. And I appreciate you all so much. So don't forget to check out our weekly wellness blog on ShebrewRoyalty.com. Go back and look at the 2 previous blogs and look for the blog for tonight's broadcast to be posted on Tuesday, the Most High AHAYAH willing, of course. And this blog is going to be decoding the health halo, foods to rethink and what to eat instead. So if we're going to take something away, then we need to have a replacement for it, right? So in conclusion, let's continue to grow this channel so that the information can reach Hebrews throughout the 4 corners of the earth, and even those that are not Hebrews but are willing to be a part of our community. We are to let our light shine so that others can be led to the source of the light. That's what we're supposed to do. And thank you all so much. I love you all so much and always appreciate you just taking time out of your very busy schedule to have tea and conversation with me, especially on a Sunday night when you're getting ready for the week ahead. So I don't take that lightly. So the water, thank you for your support. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. And just know that I'm praying for you. I'm praying for us. And until the Most High brings us back together, may you prosper and be in excellent health. And remember, true healing begins inwardly before it is expressed outwardly. I'm your hostess, Kwala Yakaka, a voice of reasoning and justice. Until next time, stay royal, stay radiant, and remember your body is your temple. Treat it like the treasure that it is. And as always, this is Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty. Good night. Shalawam says, Sister Adana, yes, you all have a blessed week. And we'll see you next Sunday, same tea time, same tea channel. I love you all so much. Shalawam.